Hey guys, this is Unit 3, Concept 2, Parts of the Atom. We are going to start by talking about the subatomic particles. Now, the subatomic particles are particles that are smaller than the atom, and generally we think of them as the ones that make up the atom, the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons, okay? Now, the protons, their mass is 1 AMU. Their charge is positive 1. Their symbol, we usually symbolize them with a P and a superscript plus sign. The location in the atom is in the nucleus. Alright, the neutrons also have a mass of 1 AMU. They are neutral, okay, and their symbol is an N with a 0 as a superscript, and they are also in the nucleus. And finally, the electrons have no mass. Their charge is a negative 1. Their symbol is an E with a little negative sign as a superscript, and their location is in the electron cloud. Okay. Now, let's talk about what AMU means. Okay, AMU stands for Atomic Mass Unit. Alright, so the atomic mass unit, or AMU, is a very small unit that is used to measure masses of very small particles, such as the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons. Okay? Alright, the AMU is abbreviated as the letter U. Okay, it's just a little u. Electrons are said to have no relative mass. Okay? Now notice the word relative. What that means is that when we are comparing to the protons and the neutrons, the electron's mass is really, really small, so much that we can consider them to be zero mass. Okay, this is how you figure out the numbers of protons, neutrons, and electrons in an atom. Okay? You got to find the box on the periodic table for the element that you are looking for. Each box has two numbers. Okay? The first number, usually it's on the top and it's always a whole number, is the atomic number. Okay? Alright, the second number is usually on the bottom of the box, and it usually will have a decimal point. Okay, now this is the atomic mass. Alright, the atomic number is equal to the number of protons in the atom. We will usually round the atomic mass to the nearest whole number to get what we call the mass number. Alright? Now the mass number minus the atomic number is equal to the number of neutrons. If an atom is neutral, that means that there are no charge, so there's no superscript on its symbol, then there are an equal number of positive protons and negative electrons. Therefore, the atomic number is equal to the number of protons, and it's also equal to the number of electrons. Okay, let's do a few examples. You will need a periodic table. Go ahead and grab your periodic table if you need to. Okay, so calcium is our first example, Ca. If you look on the periodic table, Ca has an atomic number of 20. Okay? Its mass number, the periodic table says 40.078. And we are going to round that to the whole number to 40. Alright, the number of protons. Remember, the number of protons is the same as the atomic number, so in this case it will be 20. The number of neutrons, you take the mass number, subtract the atomic number, okay? Remember that this is the mass, subtract the atomic number, okay? And the number of neutrons in this case is 40 minus 20, and it's going to be 20. Right, let me write this down over here so you can see what it is. Alright, and the number of electrons is going to be the same as the number of protons, so it is 20. Okay, our next example is Fe. Fe is iron. So I'm going to look at my big periodic table in the classroom, and you look at your own periodic table, okay? Let's see. Fe is in the middle, and it is number 26. So its atomic number is 26. Its mass number, the periodic table says 55.845, and so we are going to round that to 56. The number of protons is the same as the atomic number, so it's 26. The number of neutrons is 56 minus 26, which is equal to 30. And the number of electrons is 26. Okay, nitrogen has an atomic number of 7. Its mass number is 14. The number of protons is 7. The number of neutrons is 14 minus 7, which is 7. And the number of electrons is 7. Carbon is atomic number 6. If you look on the periodic table, its mass is 12.011. We're going to round that to 12. The number of protons is 6. The number of neutrons is 12 minus 6 equals 6. And the number of electrons is 6. And the atomic number of oxygen is 8. Its mass number, the periodic table says 15.999. We're going to round it to 16. The number of protons is 8. Number of neutrons is 16 minus 8, which is equal to 8. And finally, the number of electrons is 8.